What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm a YouTuber, Firesonic225 the Ultimate, and with the new year rolling around with my origin stories and aftermath video for my CACs finally done, I've decided that instead of posting a CinemaSins, which I'm still working on, just give me a little bit of time, probably around, I think, mid-February to, like, mid-March, I'd say. I'd probably be done by then. But, no. I've decided that during this time span, and for my first video of the new year, yes, literally, I've decided to post some fun facts about my CACs that you guys probably had no idea about. This is mostly going to be about the creation of my CACs. Not exactly personality, because, I mean, the only real personality that they have is in my Origins and Aftermath, which you can check out right over there in the eye in the upper right hand corner of the screen, or in the description of my video. But without further ado, I'm going to be starting with Gerard version 2.1 along with his Ultra Instinct counterpart, then move on down the list, moving on to Janemba Reborn, Deku, Yang Xiao Long, Monster, Lone Warrior, and then eventually stopping at Boo plus Oob equals me. Alright, let's get this started with Gerard version 2.1. Now, let's start with the name, because you guys might be asking, why did you name your character Gerard version 2.1? There's a good reason for that, and also a terrible reason. So, during the start of Xenoverse 1, we named, me and my brother, when we started playing this, we named our male Earthling Gerard. And then, when we moved on to Xenoverse 2, we originally played the beta, where we named him Gerard version 2.1 and made him a Saiyan. Actually, no. We didn't name him Gerard version 2.1, we named him Gerard version 2.0. Then, when the game rolled around, my brother wanted to name him Gerard version 3.0. But I thought, wait a minute, the beta wouldn't count, it's just a beta. So my brother decided, alright then, and we named him Gerard version 2.1. That's the story. It's not some weird clone thing. I wasn't even thinking about that entire thing in my head before we named him. It was just funny and happened circumstance. And with the Gerard version 2.1's Ultra Instinct counterpart, I kinda got lazy with that one. See, it was back with the Ultra Instinct craze when I believe you were able to get the Ultra Instinct wig. And I saw a bunch of people going, oh man, we can play as Ultra Instinct Goku. And I decided, you know what, let's get in on this craze. So I decided to create my Ultra Instinct counterpart of Gerard version 2.1. And just named him Ultra Instinct Gerard version 2.1. Made him look Ultra Instinct like, and boom, done. And that's really it. Yeah, so these two characters basically sprouted up from complete unoriginality, and I love them for it. Alright, so that's that. Now let's move on to Janemba Reborn. Alright, now moving on to Janemba Reborn. So, I've seen a lot of Frieza races before I even made this one, and I've been wanting to make a Frieza race. But I wasn't quite sure I would have the creativity to make a really good Frieza race. So, I didn't, more or less. Instead of creating a Frieza race, I created the reincarnation of Janemba. And there he is, in all of his glory. Yeah. One thing to mention is that I had a different PS4. I have two PS4s. And on the second one, there was no save data on that, so my first created character was a Frieza race, which was a really tiny and really thin one, so I could just move at the speed of sound. So that kind of got me interested in making new characters, and I hadn't really made any new characters on Xenoverse 2 yet. Gerard version 2.1 was the only one I had. So I decided, why not just fill up that void with Janemba Reborn? And thus, he became my second favorite CAC. And that's basically it. Janemba Reborn doesn't really have too much going for him, honestly. He's just kind of the reincarnation of Janemba. And that's all he really is. But anyway, let's move on to Yang Xiaolong and Deku. Alright, I'm going to be doing Yang Xiaolong and Deku in a pair, mostly because of the fact that they are kind of the same. Where they both had like the same origin, more or less. Where I had a bunch of open space in my creative character slots, and I was bored, so I decided, hey, let's look up how to create certain characters. And I found Deku, and I found Yang. So I made those characters up, and then boom, done. But Yang actually has a lot more interesting stuff to tell about. But I'll get to that in a little bit. But with Deku, like, I realized that he actually had two separate costumes. The one that's on the screen right now, and a totally different one, which I'll try to show a screenshot of. But yeah, so that was one of my first characters that I actually had like a lot of like customization with, where I changed him up a little bit and made him sort of my own character. But that's enough of Deku. Let's move on to Yang. And with, like I said about Yang, she is similar to Deku, where I just looked up how to make her and then boom, made her. But there's a bit more to tell with her. For instance, she is not the only Ruby character that I made. I have made so many different Ruby characters, it was kind of hard to keep track of. For instance, I made Ruby Rose, I believe I made Weiss Schnee, I made Blake Belladonna, Pyrrha Nikos, and I believe I also made Penny. And sadly I don't have any screenshots of these guys. I think I might be able to find them. I can try to search through my history real quick. But if I can't, oh well. But yeah, both of these just had the same unoriginality of, hey, I don't know how to make this, so just look it up, I guess. But that's it for these two. And now it's time to move on to the Lone Warrior. Alright, now with the Lone Warrior, this is actually a reincarnation, sort of a Namekian that I've made previously, which I believe is also called the Lone Warrior. But that one looked a lot worse. I'm pretty sure I just made his entire skin black with red eyes, and that was it. With this one, I decided to go a little bit, like, better with it. Instead of making it green and all that, I made it pinkish with black spots where the purple spots would be on Piccolo. Just so I could make it, like, a lot more different. And my original intention for both of these Namekians was the strongest Namekian of them all, more or less. Like, maybe shunned by their peers, or had the power to absorb literally everyone on Namek, transforming them into a literal monster. The Lone Warrior, if you will. But, if you can recall from my Origin Stories video, I sort of took a different approach, where instead of being just like any normal Namekian today, he was an ancient Namekian, way back when. Like, back in the time, I think even before, like, Guru, or maybe even when Guru was like a kid or something. I don't know. But, yeah. I've always kind of, like, liked the Lone Warrior. Both in, like, his, like, stone coldness, and also for the fact that he's a Namekian. And Namekians are one of my favorite, like, playstyles. So, yeah. That's enough of, Lone Warrior. Let's move on to Monster. Alright, now with Monster, her name is actually sort of a funny story. So, a lot of people might be questioning, why the heck is she named Monster? And not taking into account my Aftermath video, or Origin Story video, she was not named Monster because I originally had the idea of, oh yeah, she was bullied as a kid. No. I named her Monster because, to me, that's what she was. I originally tried to make her super ugly, like the worst human being you would ever want to meet in public. But then, of course, I got attached to her, because, I mean, look at her. She's so cute. Well, at least right now. So I decided to use the Dragon Balls and change her up, made her look a lot better, but her name couldn't, like, be changed, though. So she was stuck with Monster. And yeah. Not much more to say aside from the fact that I have done a lot of customization with her since she is like my own little brainchild. And if you've noticed, I've put her in schoolgirl-esque anime clothing. Which, if I'm gonna hint at anything, she's gonna try to live up to her nickname. I think only one person understands where this is going, and that's Beatty, because I talked to him about this. So, yeah. Yeah. So, later on, Monster's just gonna live up to her name, I guess. But, that's enough of Monster. Let's move on to Boo plus Oob equals me. Now, moving on to the final character, Boo plus Oob equals me. You might be questioning the name, and the fact that she looks nothing like Majub. And yeah, I understand that. And I have an explanation for that. Once again, uncreativity strikes. You see, when I was creating this character, I originally wanted a female Majin. I didn't know what it was, I just wanted a female Majin. And I made one a while ago. I didn't even name them, I just called them Patroller. It's just so that I could have a character who could wear Android 18 clothing and not look horrible with them. So that was originally the female Majin's goal. But I decided that's stupid, so I deleted them. And then I wanted to create another female Majin. So I went to work and I produced Boo plus Oob equals me. I tried to make them look actually good, and I'm not sure on the name though, because with the name, I didn't have any idea what to call them, because I wanted to call them something this time instead of just Patroller, but I didn't have any idea what I wanted to call them, and the only thing that could actually come to mind was Boo plus Oob equals me, which I was thinking to myself, that's just Majub, that wouldn't make any sense, but I did it anyway, and now here he is, here she is. I'm confused on the gender. But yeah. So my headcanon more or less for this guy is just alternate timeline of GT, which I don't think we've had enough of anyway. But yeah. That's it. So I guess we'll just move on to the finale. Alright, and that's the end of the video. I know that it took a while, but I feel like this would be an important and kind of interesting video to put out. I'm sorry that I haven't really been putting out any videos recently, and I'm sorry that my last video felt like... I'm honestly truly disappointed of my last video for the finale video of 2019. Because it just felt so unfocused, and I feel like this video will probably pop out the exact same way. But, I don't know. I've been trying to work on some projects in the woodwork. I've been trying to just have some time to myself, and I've just been trying to think of ideas, I guess. I have actually, hinting with Monster, I've been trying to draw some of my CACs, and Monster is next, so if you guys want to see that, just let me know, and I'll be happy to post a video with her screenshot first. But that's gonna be it for this video. For my CACs though, before the video ends though, I just want to let you guys know that no matter what aftermath or origin story I make, they're still just CACs. They don't really matter. They're just weird, I guess. So, I don't know. Take that with what you will. And yeah, if you like this and you want to see more, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. You're updated with all videos I make on the channel, so be sure to knock that bell out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.